Welcome back. Episode 3 of Draft Busters here on the Vedetta Sports Media YouTube channel. Joining me down there at the bottom every single week is Chickster. Chickster and I, every single week, we bring you new uploads based around the 2024 NFL Draft, bringing you the best, the greatest insights.
Oh my
nice
God,
pop, by the way. I heard that.
You heard that?
It was
Oh,
solid. It picked up really well.
I've been like hurting, and I'm like, bro, I need to like, and it, you know what I'm saying? It's good.
We're going to strive every single week to bring you the best NFL draft coverage here on the Vedetta Sports Media YouTube channel. In this episode, as you can see on the screen, we're going to be doing the top 10 running back rankings. Last week, we covered the quarterback. Alex is doing the bit again where we can't see the screen. So funny. But yes, in this video, we're going to be going over the running back rankings. Next week, we're going to be going over the wide receivers as well. Next week's video should be a lot of fun because the wide receiver class this year is absolutely stacked, and I will be live from location at the Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. So
is it Mobile? I always say mobile.
I think it's Mobile or Mobile. Mobile, Alabama. Mobile.
It's my dialect. Mobile.
And the nice thing is since I'm going by myself, I actually didn't really make much of a difference at all. I was able to get a hotel like in Mobile. When Mark and I went last year, we stayed we had to drive like 35 minutes each way to the stadium. And I think now I'm like 10 minutes from the USA campus, and it's going to be.
Are you walking or?
Oh no, I'm running. I got to rent a car.
Oh, okay, man.
Yeah, no, I got to rent a car because I'm
old enough to do that.
Shut. And I say this respectfully, the fuck up. No, because I'm flying into Pensacola, Florida. So it's probably like an hour drive from Pensacola to Mobile. So
the good thing is you can go get some Buc-ee's.
I'm getting Buc-ee's. I'm getting Zaxby's. I'm getting Cookout.
You fat bitch.
Good. I'm eating real good. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm real excited.
You fat bitch. Can we get Vendetta to get sponsored by Buc-ee's? Just because I think that would be a good collab.
Listen, I've told you guys that they're opening a Buc-ee's in Colorado, yeah?
Oh.
They've started hiring, too. It's supposed to open in, like, March.
Garrett, when and
I'm
if
going.
I go to Colorado, we're going. I don't care if it's 2 hours away. We're making a trip out of it.
It's up in Johnstown. It's up in Johnstown. And that's, like, an hour and hour, like, 10 minutes of north. It's north of Denver. And I know that means nothing to everybody else, but
it's a trip. We gotta go.
We just have to go. We will. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yes. Getting back on track. Our top 10 running back rankings. I believe I went first last week, so we're gonna let Alex go first this week. Alex, who is your number 10 running back in the class?
So this is gonna be controversial. I almost because I think I know your 10 and. I don't know. Like, I guess this is. I have Jalen Wright as my 10.
Okay.
I have Jalen Wright as my 10. So to me,
Jalen Wright out of Tennessee, by the way.
Yes, Jalen Wright out of Tennessee. Fucking bum. 10 no. He has just no explosion. Like, his recorded 40 time was like a 4.31. I know it's not the combine, but you know what I'm saying. Like, in past years, they do some every year. It's like 4.31. When you watch film, this dude is not running that. He seems slow. Like, he just seems fucking slow. He doesn't break any tackles. If you touch the guy, he's going fucking down. He doesn't have no explosion. If he's running a 4.31, I'm waiting on it. We're still waiting on it. Even after this, even after the football year's over, like, we're still waiting on him to run that. I don't get anything from it. He doesn't scream. Like, if you're not exploding to get to that speed, you're not breaking tackles. Well, what are you doing? Like, I can find someone that could do that. So he's 10. He's gonna go undrafted. I'm pretty sure if someone drafts him, it's a mistake. That's who my 10 is.
I will say, Alex basically alluded to it during his breakdown of Jalen Wright, who is not on my top 10, but he did just miss the cut. I probably had him at I think I had him as maybe like my RB12 in this class. And to clarify again, this is an early ranking, subject to change. We're gonna probably go over these again as we get closer to the draft. This running back class is not very good.
No, it's not.
There, if I was a GM, there are 6 running backs I would be okay taking, and I see 2 as day one starters, and I see a third one who will eventually become a starter.
I think I have 7. I think I could see 7 that I would be
That's
okay taking.
that's entirely fair. My number 10 running back in the 2024 NFL draft is Ray Davis out of Kentucky. Uh,
Okay, I have a
I
little higher.
I have pros and cons on every one of these running backs. I'll tell you what though, some of the tape that I had to watch to get especially like my 8 through 10, it was hard to come up with a pros and cons list because they don't really wow you for it. Ray Davis for me is like your prototypical third down goal line back. He's a thumper. He's got good enough vision to where he can find his gaps in between, like specifically his guards on like inside zone schemes. He gets behind his pads. He runs pretty aggressively. The issue with him is that he doesn't have the breakaway speed. He's not a home run hitter. He's
Nope.
never going to wow you with that long distance speed, and his footwork is not it's not there.
Nope.
And I know that you can teach footwork, but it's going to need a lot of
Takes
work.
time.
He's not really a running back who you're going to be able to trust out in the open field to make a play to get away from a defensive back. So,
Yeah. Which
going to
I'll continue on that when I have him on my ring. I have him in my top 10. So
going to number 9. My number 9 running back is Dylan Johnson out of Washington. To me, Dylan Johnson is a guy who's going to get into a locker room and should win the locker room over. I think what I mean by that is the semifinal game and the conference, or not the conference, the national championship game for the Washington Huskies this year. He played hurt. He played banged up the entire time, and I I've played on teams, right? I didn't play very far in teams, but I played on teams before. There's something about watching one of your teammates go out and you know they're kind of a little banged up and they're still giving their all, where you want to play hard for them. It's like he's a heart and soul kind of guy, where he's going to get into a locker room, he's going to give 100%. His teammates are going to kind of rally around him. He's a downhill runner, is one thing that kind of stands out on the tape to me the most. He's very much a one cut guy where he makes his cut and he's plants that foot and he's gone. Yard after contact, they're up there. They're really solid. He's a guy that looks for contact. He invites contact, always falls forward. The 2 knocks that I have on him going into the NFL's least is that his pass pro, not very good. And you're going to notice that that is a theme among my negatives for most of the running backs in this class. And like, you can't really fault them because most in today's NFL, a lot of your running backs are running routes. They're not really being used in pass protection. So like, to be able to say that like, oh, this is a flaw of his isn't entirely fair to him, but it is something that stands out to me really, really quickly. And I hit on the fact that he is a downhill runner and he makes his cuts and goes. The downside of that, he's not very elusive. He's
yeah.
another guy that's not really he's not going to really going to break a ton of tackles in the open field. He's not going to shake a guy out of his shoes, anything like that. He's got nice speed though. I will say that he's got really solid speed where he can hit some home runs for you on any given Sunday.
I got Marshawn Lloyd out of USC. Yeah, at 9. Well, we're there. Where is it?
This
Yeah.
should be fun then,
Do you
because
have him
I've
high?
got him higher.
So, man, when I this is he has wiggle. He's got some wiggle. He can catch. Like it's not that he has no footwork. Um, I think he does need a little bit better balance. I think when he gets hit, like he's not always staying up. Like either that, or he's everywhere. But what I was noticing is he's purely outside. It's almost like he always goes outside. He's always trying to get to outside. And don't get me wrong, like sometimes trying to get to the outside is not a bad thing, but it's almost like I never saw him go between the tackles. And even on design runs where you're like, oh, he's supposed to go A gap or B gap, he's not. He's not. He'll bounce out. He's not. So that really worries me, especially in today's NFL. Like even the guys I have higher up that are smaller are going through those gaps. And so I'm kind of worried about him. Like yeah, Like it's not that he doesn't have skill, but his thing is more of, well, is he going to run through the tackles when he's supposed to, or is he going to bounce out? Because that can be game plan for. Like if if he's on an NFL team and you're like, oh, he's in the game. All right, if I set this edge right here and he's cut, like we'll be okay. He can't, like I said, he can catch. He has some wiggle to him. It's is he gonna run between the tackles for you, really? And like, because he's not always gonna get in the outside, especially in today's NFL. In the NFL, like running backs will get their chances to get to get a lot of yards, but you got to be able to just got to be able to get whatever yards you can. If you try to go outside every time, it's not going to work, and you're not going to get any yards a lot if they know that's all you're going to do. So I have them really kind of low on my list.
That is Marshawn Lloyd out of USC, by the way.
Yeah,
If you could just for our editor's sake, will you announce the school as well,
I
please?
did. I said USC.
Did you?
I did. You just
I
don't
take
listen
I
to
take
me.
it back then. I take it back. If it actually is the case, our editor will let us know. Imagine.
Imagine.
Um, number 8 on my list. No, you're up next because I went
Do we do
9.
two? Okay, we
Yeah,
got two in a
we're
row.
yeah we're
Two in a
gonna
row.
we're
Two.
going two
All right,
piece.
bet.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where I have Ray Davis.
Okay.
And you've kind of hit it. The feet aren't great, but I think in everyone's NFL, you kind of just need a bruiser. Like you just have like a guy. I mean, he's gonna be if you're in fantasy, like he might be like a touchdown merchant if you're in those really deep leagues. He might be like a really late round find that you can have that might, especially if you play best ball like a normal fucking person. You should play best ball.
You should play best
You
ball.
know,
That is true.
and you have him just on your roster, and he gets you a touchdown or two, and like he's gonna help you win, maybe a couple weeks. But he's just a touchdown guy, maybe a third and one kind of guy, third down back, as you said. Like he's gonna get you yardage in those small yardage situations. You won't know who that guy is, and on your team until he gets in there and gets you a first down or gets you a touch. Like you're like, who the fuck? But that's pretty much like where. But he's willing to run through the tackles for you. He's gonna do the best he can to get whatever yards. He's gonna run somebody over. Um, you know, he he'll set up. He might play a lot of the first half and try to just wear down the defense. So your changes pace guy on your roster will fucking clean up and tire those guys out and just go. So not really a high upside for Ray Davis, but Ray Davis had a Kentucky, by the way. I didn't that time. I didn't do it. That time I didn't do it. But he is gonna do some good things, but he has a really limited ceiling. So it's not a huge upside for him.
I 100% agree with you on the ceiling. He feels like a guy that will never like, and this sounds shitty to say, but like he feels like a guy that's never going to like wow you and exceed the expectations you have set. And that's not necessarily a knock because, like you said, he could be a touchdown merchant where he will steal some touchdowns on the goal line from your running back you have in your starting lineup. So my number 8 running back in the 2024 NFL draft, and I'm gonna butcher his name, Audric Estime. I
That's what I was
believe
gonna say.
I believe that's how you pronounce it.
So if that's what Audric's correct. Estime is I
I,
that's
I
what I
think
was
I
gonna say.
think it's Estime.
So if you're saying the same thing, you probably butchering it because I butcher names all the time.
You
So
butcher everything. That's Audric
oh
Estime out of Notre Dame
wow,
as well.
correct.
Estime is my number 8 running back in the class. Uh, you want to talk about a thick boy? He is thick. In my notes, in all capitals, I have THICC.
Oh,
Thick.
four C's?
Bro, he is 4C's thick. He got them
Jeez.
legs, bro. He he's a guy that's not going to go down easy. He's
Nope.
going to break those arm tackles. He is a mean runner, especially in between the tackles. He's not a guy you want to meet in a gap because he's
Nope.
he's going to win 9 out of 10 of those battles. He's
Mm-hmm.
got, for a guy his size, he's got some short field agility as well, which is nice. It's nice to see that he's not just like a pure thumper. He can get out and wiggle a little bit. Excuse me.
So you got real broken up over that one.
I did. It was really hard. It was really hard to talk about. Thank you for understanding. When I'm watching his tape though, it looks like he's running in quicksand.
Oh yeah.
He just does not, and like his 40 time is going to show it.
Oh
His
fuck.
40 time is going to show that he is just not quick. I wouldn't be shocked if he's like mid 4.5s. And then that might be a bit disrespectful. Like he may throw out like a 4.52, and that'd be a pretty good time for him.
Yeah. If he
That'd be a
break
real.
if he breaks 440, like in that 440 range, that's he's living. He's 449. He's living. Like he's
I
living. He's like, all right.
I do got a question for you though.
Yeah.
A little bit of trivia for you actually.
Oh no.
Do you happen to know what his favorite candy is?
Uh, Skittles.
No.
I have no
His
idea.
favorite candy is Butterfinger. Because my God, when I watch his tape, all he does is fumble. That's all I see him do sometimes. He fumbles the ball so much. So
Yeah.
ball security is going to be a massive concern going into the next level. He's got to hang on to the ball.
God, that was a good one. That was a good
Thank,
setup.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, what the fuck is it? I have no idea. I was just
I'm
like,
pretty, I'm pretty proud of that one. I'm pretty proud of that one.
I'm proud of you for that one.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Is
My
it?
number.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's you. No, you're
Yeah,
7.
yep. My number 7 running back. This feels like from what I've seen from rankings online, this is going to be a hot take. But those who know. Those of Vendetta, this might be too high for some of us of Vendetta. I'm talking about Blake Corum from Michigan. Blake
I
Corum
have a
is my
little
number
higher, but
7 running back. I listen. There's positives.
uh,
You want to talk about a touchdown merchant? He is a touchdown merchant. He had over 20 this past year in college. He's a winner. He's been at Michigan. They won the national championship last year. That's great. Blake Corum, country strong.
yeah.
That boy is strong. He this year did 30 reps of 225 on the bench. Yeah,
That's 30 more than I can do.
that's like 32 more than I can do. So shout out to him. Uh Standing out on his tape is it seems like his favorite move that he's really got mastered is he performs a jump cut exceptionally well. He
Yeah.
shows patience behind the line of scrimmage, and those feet move quick enough where he could stop on a dime really quick, jut around, make those jump cuts. Constantly runs behind his pads as well. He's a guy who looks for contact. He invites contact. That can be nice. With that being said, he's going to be turning 24 years old during the season next year. So a guy who runs in that style, turning 24 as a rookie next year, has to be cause for concern. He's got a lot of tread on the tires as well. He's not going to be a spring chicken by any means. He's also not going to run a great 40 time, I don't think.
He might not.
I don't think he's kind of the same way where I think if he posts like 4.49 to 4.5 like 6, I think you're really good with that. I think
I
you're like,
think
man, I may
I
not run
think
in the
he
mid
hits
40s.
high 440s. I think he hits high 440s. I don't think he
He
gets much better than that.
I I kind of mentioned it in his pros, but like as much as a guy that like looks, it seems like his run style where he like looks for contact, he has a tendency sometimes to shy away from like a big hit. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but with his running style, you'd think that he would invite more contact. But that's probably because he's got so much damn tread. He doesn't want to take any more of these big hits, but he's gonna have to get used to it because he's gonna meet some dudes in the NFL.
Yeah. So, I will say before I go on to mine, Donovan Edwards is better than him. Like,
Yes. Anybody with 2 eyes, Alex and I are blessed with 4 of them. We can see that Donovan Edwards is significantly better than Blake Corum.
you could
Donovan
see,
Edwards Donovan Edwards went back to Michigan this year. He will probably be a top 5 running back next year. Although
which is
the running back
but
class next year is shaping up to be really good.
what's crazy is like if Donovan Edwards declared this year,
Yeah,
if he declared this year, Blake Corum would go higher than him, but Donovan Edwards would have been the better pick,
he'd be
and
the
they
better back. Correct,
and
100%.
that's what they gotta notice. My
Man,
7.
the class next year is really going to be really good.
Huh?
I was just
Oh,
mumbling to myself. Sorry,
you were just over there drooling over yourself about next year's class.
bro. It's really good.
Well, we'll get there when we get there. That's next year's.
That is
You gotta
true.
stay
That is true.
focused.
My
Stay
bad. My
focused, my
bad. That's
brothers.
on me.
Stay
That's on me.
focused, my brothers. My seven, just a little one up from yours is Audric Histeme. Histeme. Uh, yeah, you kind of mentioned it. Fucking massive. A massive frame at least. But you think fuck, he looks like he's fucking 6'3", and he's not. He's just fucking like
He's built.
wide. He's fucking wide. He doesn't really have any wiggle though. No
No,
wiggle. What he has no wiggle
no, not really.
whatsoever. He does have. What I did notice is he was very patient. Some running backs don't wait for the holes and don't wait for the lineman to move. Like fat boys can only go so fat. Like fat boys can only go so
Fat
fat.
boys can
Fat
only
boys can
go
only go
so fat.
Fat
Put it
boys
on a
can only go
t-shirt.
so fast. So sometimes waiting for those holes to open up and pressing a gap, following a tackle on a counter, following a guard on a pull, like those are like on a power play, like those are all fucking key. And he is patient for that. And once he gets there, he's gonna run your ass over. Don't it's He's not going left, he's not going right. He is going right at you, which is good and bad for whatever reason. Like he's not gonna make you miss, but you better hope you tackle him. And for a guy that's only 5'11", he's wide, and those if the linebackers get washed out on a play, and they don't scrape over to the top, and he has to go against a safety. I'm sorry, safety. Like I'm sorry. God forbid a corner comes up there. Jesus Christ, I
Getting
feel sorry
wrecked.
for you.
Imagine.
I feel sorry.
Remember Emmanuel Forbes in the class last year? Everyone
Yeah.
was dogging on him for his frame, 165 pounds. 11 times out of 10, Audric Estime and Emmanuel Forbes, it's Estime every single time.
Well, imagine running Nutcracker with that shit. Oh my god, fucking a. Yeah,
We're
no,
in Oklahoma drills.
yeah, no, get him out of there. But no, so you know, uh, he has I think a higher upside than Ray Davis. Is faster than Ray Davis, which is not saying much, but so he does. That's why he's a little bit higher on my list. He will run through the tackles for you. He might have a little bit more of a ceiling than Ray Davis, but he's if you're looking for a massive guy, though, maybe I haven't really checked out his pass blocking. I'll be the first to admit that, but maybe just that guy that fucking big, he might be able to be a good pass blocker for you. Kyron Williams out of Notre Dame was a good pass blocker, and I know Notre Dame tries to teach that. So maybe his pass blocking might be helpful for you, but you do have a massive guy in him. Like just I had to look up his height because he looked so fucking big when I was watching. I was like I thought he was tall, but it's just he was just wide. So, but he's my number 7. Number 6, uh, I'm not sold on this one. This 6 right here, not sold. Not this can change. A
Like
lot can
six to
change.
one.
6 to yeah 3, 6 to 3, I would say.
I think that's correct because I think 1 and 2 are indisputable. Although a little teaser for the end of the episode. Alex did text me today and say he told me his number 2 is a bit of a surprise.
Well,
So,
I don't know. You might have the same number 2. We'll see.
uh, okay, good.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, not sold on this. I think he could be higher. I think just from right now, um, and I have a funny reason for one of the thing. But number 6 is Will Shipley. And I think he could go higher. Not. Gotta see. I gotta see how he does. I think he's at the Senior Bowl. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
I
I
don't
can't
think he
remember.
is.
No, I think he might be a junior then. But I gotta see his combine numbers. I gotta see a lot of that. However, fucking quick feet. He's got a lot of fucking wiggle. Very explosive. Can catch out of the backfield. Very dynamic player. I feel like he could do a lot of great things, especially the way the NFL is going to where running backs are needed not only to just run the fucking ball, but need to be able to play out in space. Need to be like he's good in the screen game. He can go out and run passes. He's been seen on a couple deep routes catching passes, and I think that's where he's going to excel at. He will run up the middle. I don't think that's where he's best at, but he will do it. I think B to C gap is where you're really kind of looking for him to play. But he does have vision. I mean, I like him. He's he's explosive. I think he could do a lot of good things on a team, especially for a quick change of pace kind of guy. And you can motion him out and put him in the fucking slot. Like you can really fuck with the defense with Will Shipley. And he can run the ball. I like him. Um, I think he'll be okay. I think he can move up in my rankings. He might just stay at 6. I don't know yet. So
Going to my 6 and 5 are both backs you've already named. So I have had these guys respectfully a little bit higher than what you
Mhm.
had, but one of them's not by much. My number 6 running back in the 2024 NFL draft class is Marshawn Lloyd out of USC.
No
I
bias.
think I think no bias. I didn't have him at like 3. I'm a notable USC fan. Don't talk to me about the last like 20 years because it's been rough. I think there's something to be said about being in an offense with guys like Caleb Williams and the receivers that they have had and still being able to produce 1,000 yards. I think that says quite a bit. And I know that the Pac-12, rest in peace, Pac-12. I know the Pac-12 isn't really known for defense. However, like still being able to put up 1,000 yards out of the backfield with a quarterback like Caleb Williams is something worth noting. Uh, it's not 24/7, but he is a Rivals.com 5-star recruit.
Oh,
Uh,
what are you trying to tell me right now?
in pass pro, he's one of the better ones in the class. So I think that's going to translate really well into the NFL for the next level. He's another guy who's got a really thick base. He's got nice strong legs. He's gonna be really hard to take down as well. Straight line speed's there. It's kind of what you're looking for. He feels like a guy like a glue piece where he should be able to fit in zone running schemes and power schemes. He can kind of do both of them. My concern is that from what I've seen, and I've seen a fair amount of Marshawn Lloyd this year because, as I mentioned right at the top of this, I am a USC fan, so I watched most of the games this year. He tends to show a little too much patience at the line of scrimmage. That's kind of one of the things that flagged me at first is that there's patience, that's great, but patience and indecisiveness leads to negative plays.
And
Whereas
that's
you
why I
need
think he's bouncing out. I think that's when he
and
starts
that's
doing
listen,
that.
that's entirely understandable. That's a good shout. Uh, Yards after contact, not really a strong suit. He's gonna be hard to bring down, but he's not a guy that's really breaking tackles either. He's a guy that's always falling forward.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
think.
got that first guy. Those legs are churning. He's gonna be brought down 2 yards further, but he's bringing a guy with him. He's not really a guy who's going to go out there and be among the top in broken tackles at the running back position.
Yeah,
So
I that's what I wrote. I wrote better balance because it seemed like once he was getting hit, like he was leaning too far forward, and he was like he at some point you got to be able to stay upright. But yeah,
my number 5 running back in the class is Will Shipley out of Clemson. Um, it it feels lazy. I'm gonna do it, but it feels
oh,
lazy.
that I forgot that he's white.
He's
I
white and a receiving back. So to me, he feels like a great value Christian McCaffrey. And that's such a lazy comparison. I
oh
get
no,
it.
I was gonna say, bro, you took. I was gonna say he was a Timu fucking Timu fucking Christian McCaffrey. Not,
Yeah.
but like it's funny because before I didn't really get into scouting. I was like, I told you, and this is like I'll be the first to say, and this is before I really kind of watch any college football. I thought Christian McCaffrey was gonna suck because he was white. I dead ass. I said that. Of course, I was very wrong. But to be fair, I didn't know anything about college football at that time. I was only watching NFL. But Garrett was like, no, 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 no.
No,
He's
like
fucking
he's
good.
he's
He's
going to
really
be
fucking good.
really, really good.
I'm like, I don't know. He's white, dude. Like, I don't
I
know. Like,
for my
white
money,
running back.
I think he's the best receiving back in the class.
I can
This
see that.
this class does have some decent pass catchers. He is at the top. He is the best. You touched on it. Quick feet, great feet. He's changing direction really quickly. He's got vision to find holes. My drawback from Marshawn Lloyd is being too patient, not being decisive enough. He's got the IQ to make those decisive decisions.
Yeah.
Decisive decisions. Is that a is
Decisive
that
decisions.
is that
I just said. I
redundant?
think he's. I think. Yeah. I think it's just decisive.
He's decisive. Makes quick decisions. We'll go with that.
I
We'll
don't
let it
know if
ride.
decisive is the right. He makes decisions.
He's good.
He's the
My
opposite of indecisive.
you touched on it as well. He's not with a leaner frame. He's not exceptionally strong. He's not going to post great numbers at the combine in terms of strength. His reps on the bench press is not going to wow anybody. Uh, with that being said, he's not gonna bowl anybody over, not broken tackles, anything like that. Not also known for running in between the tackles.
Yeah.
You hit on it as well. He's not really that grinding type of back. He's looking to bounce outside. He's looking to get an open field, which he's also not a running back who's just thriving in like screen situations and
No, he'll
wheel
fucking
routes.
go run.
He
Like he'll
he's
go run a
got
route.
for a running back, he's got a pretty solid route tree.
Oh, for
He could
sure.
really solid Texas route. He can get out and block and release. All of that's really solid. So
Yeah.
is
If
it
he went to the Patriots, he would make him. He'd make him a wide receiver. We're on my 5 and 4.
correct? Yep,
Yeah, because you have 4 and 3.
correct.
I got Jonathan Brooks at 5. Um,
Out of
so Texas.
thank you.
You're welcome. Uh, he run. I mean, he does and this is when we're kind of gonna be. I feel like a little bit redundant. We're gonna say a lot of the same things, but it's just I think there's like a tier, and these guys are in the tier. He runs hard. He has some vision. He can catch somewhat. He like uh, the thing that stood out. He's not gonna kill you with speed. I don't think he's gonna kill you with speed. Like he might get to the second level, but you're not going to see him get a touchdown. Like the safety and corners, especially in the NFL, are going to catch him. Some linebackers, now that linebackers are getting a little bit more fucking athletic, they're going to catch him. So you're not going to, you might see him get you some first downs here and there. He might get, he'll hit he's going to run hard. He will run hard. But he does have, he's got a little bit of wiggle. He can catch a little bit. Just not a guy that's gonna fucking wow you. Like he's a running back but like like Will Shipley, you're saying okay, this guy's a fucking passing guy. He's very quick. He's gonna Jonathan Brooks, he'll run for you. He should be drafted. He doesn't. Like I don't know what you're really expecting out of him. He will be not a starter, but I think he'll play he'll play NFL snaps in quite a bit. He might be a running back 2 or 3 on a team, but he's not gonna fucking wow you. He's gonna be a good guy to have on the roster that will plug in and play. But I mean, just don't expect anything too much. He's not gonna kill you with speed. He's gonna just be there and get some yards, and he'll. But no, I don't know about touchdowns either. But that's here neither here nor there. My 4, correct? All right, 4. This is where I have Blake Corum, which you were a little bit lower. I know you're like it was gonna come, but you have him at 7, right?
I was wondering. Yeah, I've got Blake Corum at 7.
I would I'm and like I said, the 3 to 6, I was really kind of struggling to put, and it is a rough draft. It's a rough draft. Lot to be seen from the draft process, but right now he's at 4. Um, he does have a decent resume at Michigan. I've already said Donovan Edwards is better than him. He can catch. He has some. What really stood out to me is he hits the fucking hole hard. He will hit the hole hard as fuck. He will explode through the hole. Once it's there, he's gonna go. He does. He does. I see it.
No, no, I'm thinking.
Oh,
When
oh.
you're done, I have a comment that I want to make. I'm just trying to work it out in my head.
But he does hit the hole hard as fuck. Um, you know, like there is talent with Blake Corum. There is talent. I do think there's, like I said, Donovan Edwards more talented. I think he could move down on my list. Depending on the draft process, things can change. Um, he is 24, which sucks for him. And that's you know maybe he should have went a few years earlier. But I really thought Blake Corum was going to declare last year. I thought that was a better year. 23 is okay. 24 is
A bit
pushing
rough
it.
for a rookie
It's
running back.
pushing. 23, you're kind of like okay. 24, you're like fuck. Like you're getting old there. You're getting old. Like you almost can rent a car. You in a few years you're gonna be off your parents' insurance, like that kind of shit. He probably has
That
his own
shit
insurance.
is the fucking worst, by the way.
Yeah.
Bro, paying for my own health insurance
Well,
sucks.
for you, Garrett. I mean, you're
But for
kind
me,
of
it's
like
not bad. Yes, I'm aware. You have it worse than I do,
no,
obviously.
no, 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 no. You're injury prone.
Shut the fuck. I've not like been hurt in years though.
Hurt. By the way,
I,
but
I have to clarify. I may have given myself a concussion last year at work, but like that's really about it. Before that,
Garrett, we don't play sports and stuff like we used to. It was almost like
it's fair.
listen, bud. Okay, I now on my insurance, Cameron pays for. She has Evie under hers. My
Okay.
insurance, I pay nothing. I pay nothing. I do because I don't go to the hospital. I don't. Knock on wood. I don't need to do like I'm usually a pretty healthy person and don't get hurt all that much. So usually I pay. Yeah, knock on wood for sure, right? But I don't even know where I was going with that.
You were talking about Blake Corum.
I
He's almost old enough
Oh,
to rent a
insurance. That's right.
car
Okay.
and off
Yeah.
his parents' insurance.
That was it. He's just old. He's
Fair
just
enough.
old.
Really quickly, and then I'll get to my 4 and 3 in the 2024 NFL draft. It's funny that you have Blake Corum at 4, and we're saying that Donovan Edwards is better than him, but a very way too early running back rankings for 2025. I would probably have him as my 5th running back in the class.
Yeah. That's how good that next year's class that you were drooling
Next
over
year's
is
class has potential because
to
at
be
the
good.
top you have Travion Henderson, Nick
Absolutely.
Nick Singleton, you've
Mm-hmm.
got Quinshawn Judkins, and you've
Mm-hmm.
got Rocket Sanders. Those are probably your top 4. I would probably have Nick Singleton as my RB1 currently, but obviously this is like way too early. And I would have Donovan Edwards as my 5th running back in the country. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That we're saying he's better than Corum, and Corum's going 4 on your board. Not to slander the pick, obviously.
I know.
That's your pick,
I
but
feel like you are just throwing shots. You've been throwing shots all night at me. It's okay. It's all
hey,
right.
listen, I'm feeling
I
a little
haven't
feisty.
I haven't been online, like we haven't talked online for a while, so you just kind of just throwing your fucking shots in. It's all right. I get it.
It's because I miss you.
Yeah, you got to fight with me just cuz, I get it.
I fight with you because I love. No, I'm just kidding. Uh,
Well, you
I'm
just
making.
kidding that you love me? That's
I
fucking crazy.
no, it's fine. I'm making a last second adjustment to my rankings. My RB4 in the 2023 NFL draft is Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. I had him at 3. I currently have him now at 4.
Good on me. That's good on me.
That is good on you. That is good on you. I think you have him pretty appropriately ranked.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, really quick, and then I'm gonna get into actual pros and cons. We all know Pro Football Focus is trash. They
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah.
Those guys don't know what they're talking about half the time, more than half the time.
I call him
They're
peanut fuck face.
I've never heard that before. That is hysterical. They're a joke. Pro Football Focus had Jonathan Brooks as the best running back in the country last year.
Yeah.
This past season. He had a grade of
NFL
like
Draft
86
Buzz, too.
point something.
NFL Draft Buzz, I think, had him at 1 too.
And I'm like, what are you guys watching?
Yeah.
My concern is that, and I guess I'll do concerns first, then I'll do pros. My concern is that, like, how do we know this level of consistency can keep up? He played behind Bijan last year. He also played behind Roshan Johnson last year as well. And this is his first year as the lead back. Is he able to keep this up? He's not a home run hitter. You said it. He doesn't have breakaway speed. He also played in a Texas system where the offense was really, really solid. So what if he goes to a team that's not very solid? Is he going to be able to produce the same way? to the pros,
Fair.
he's got some of the best footwork in the entire class.
Yeah.
Trey's really big on knee bend. He likes when the backs bend their knees to get in their cuts and whatnot. He's got solid knee bend. He's pretty agile. He can change direction really, really solid. He's got good vision. A part of that might be sort
Texas.
of it might be because the Texas offensive line was good this year. They weren't great. They were good. He is going to do best in a zone scheme. I think he's not going to be really solid in like a power run offense. You get him into a zone scheme offense, and he should be pretty solid. Going on to my number 3 running back, and I know this is high compared to some of the other things I'm seeing. I love Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin. I love him. He's going to be he's going to fly up draft boards come the combine, because on tape you may not see real like home run hitting breakaway speed. He might run a really good 40 for a guy who's 6'2", 245. He's gonna run a good 40. I know it. Happy belated birthday also to Braylon Allen, who just turned 21 years old 4 days ago.
21, by the
He
way.
just turned 21 years old. So if you're looking for, like, we always say we want the running backs to be young. It doesn't get much younger than Braylon Allen from Wisconsin. It doesn't. It doesn't get much younger. He is mean. He's a mean runner. Always behind his pads. Always inviting contact. Always wants more. He's bringing people along with him. I love that. He is the third guy who I think will turn into an RB1 on a NFL team in the future. He's got starter upside. Going to the NFL, he's going to have to work on his route tree. He doesn't have the best footwork breaking in and out of cuts, especially running routes out of the backfield. Primarily when he's getting the ball out of the backfield, it's on little wheel routes, little screen plays. There's got to be a little more sense of urgency to flip those hips and drive forward upfield. He's a little, I guess lethargic would be the right word, I suppose, in getting upfield to get to the next level. So I'd like to see a little bit more urgency out of him.
Well, shit. I hope this guy's not too high, but
oh my god, then I probably don't even have him on my list. This is terrifying.
I am absolutely. What's your number 2? I have to know.
You know my number 2.
I don't know if I do.
Let's build the suspense a little. Let's build the suspense a little. You know we gotta go. Come on, let's go. Let's just say it.
All right.
Just say it. Just say it.
It's what school is number 2 from?
I'm not telling you because it's gonna give it away. I'll tell you the conference.
Okay.
He's from the ACC.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I was scared. I had this guy rated like way too fucking high. I was like, dude, I don't know. Like, I was scared. I was like, because like you watch more college football than I do, and I watched a little film for but fuck, I was like, so Trey Benson. I have Trey Benson as number 3.
Okay, from Florida State, by the way. Trey Benson's out of Florida State.
Florida State. Okay.
Then who the fuck is your? Oh, then it has to be who I thought it was. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, good.
So, man, what stands out to Trey Benson is that guy is hard to bring down. He's hard to bring down. He will run fucking hard. Doesn't have a lot of wiggle, but I don't think that's the type of player he is. I think he's inviting contact. He's going to run through the tackles for you. Can't catch if you need him to. Really a one-cut player. He's going to make that cut, and he's going to go, and he's not really looking to go anywhere else. He's going to try to run your ass over, I feel like. Very hard runner. It's going to take, at least it took 2 or 3 college guys to bring him down. Might take 1 or 2, like a linebacker, maybe a big linebacker to take him down. Maybe 2 secondary, maybe, a linebacker and a secondary player. He's going to run hard as fuck for you, though. And really, Jordan Travis was decent this year. He was good. I won't say decent. Decent sounds very kind of but he was good this year. Trey Benson was really good this year. Like I think that really kept Florida State in a lot of games too, along with their defense being really good. Despite getting scored 63 points on. Um, no, no,
No.
ah, no,
I
no
really
paint.
want to. I really wanted to, but I'm not going to.
I almost got you.
So you know
I
how
think if my I think if my face didn't give it away, I think I had you.
if you didn't give the little smirk, I probably would have
I
bit. You know how like you when you're struggling to say a word, and you're like, man, it's on the tip of my tongue. It was beyond the tip of my tongue. It was like off my tongue and against my lips. That's how close it was to me biting on it. I was like, oh, I was so close.
pause. Pause. What is this man talking about right now? Man, I was like,
But
this is a good
I
one
can't
too.
do it. Can't do it.
I couldn't help myself though. I had to
I
give
know.
yourself
I
a,
know.
I
I
know,
know.
but it's a really he's really good. Will be a RB2 at least on an NFL team. He's gonna play super hard. I do like Trey Benson as my number three. Is it me now? Still me for number two.
So it's gonna the way it's set up is you're gonna do two. I'm gonna go 2-1, and then you're gonna go one.
Correct.
Okay, deal. I just want to make sure we have that correctly. Yeah, you're doing number two.
So and it's Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin.
I love
Uh,
it.
Bro, and honestly, the only reason why he's running back two for me, I feel like at the end of the draft process, he will be running back one for me. Just ball security. Just balls. Like I think one of his biggest knacks, like, is on him is ball security. But the guy is 6'1" and 245 fucking pounds. Or 6'2", I think. Dude's a
6-2. Yeah.
fucking he's a fucking unit. Okay? And a guy that's that fucking big and is still kind of explosive. I feel like I know you said it seems like he's Lachar. Like what I saw, like when he gets to his cuts, explosive. Vision's there. He will run. Of course, he better run through the tackles for you. Like, well, and has the speed. I mean, this guy has it all except for the ball security. I feel like that can be coached though. I think, especially like I think the thing with ball security is when he in high school, he's only 21 now. So in high school, he was just that fucking big that he didn't have to worry about ball security. College a little
He
bit
was just
harder.
thumping motherfuckers.
Yeah, like in college you got a little worry about it because those guys are a little bit better. And so I think he wasn't used to that. But I think if that can be coached, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. That guy's a fucking unit, dude. And he can catch. Like I know and he does have a limited, route tree, but fuck. If you can't stop 6'2", 245 Braylon Allen running through the middle, and then you throw him on the outside and a fucking corner's gotta tackle him, good luck. Look, have a good day. Nope. Not even worried about it. Not even worried about it. So Braylon Allen right now, running back two for me, will be my running back one as I keep talking myself into this. So, but I love Braylon Allen of Wisconsin. I
He
think,
among the higher upside running backs in the class,
yeah,
and it is for the reasons that you said, and I cannot hammer it enough. The kid just turned 21.
yeah.
He's
Like,
going. He's got so much room to develop, and he was already a really good running back in
could
college.
could you imagine even if you had to coach him for 2 years and he's only 23? Oh my God! Like he doesn't even play that much in the first
For
2 years.
for
Oh my
what it's
God!
worth, in their second year, Braylon Allen will be 23. Blake Corum will be 26.
Who are you taking? Like who are you really? You know what I'm saying? Like
It's a no doubter.
so for me, in this running backs in the first round, I'm completely out of. Scott, as you will, like he. That's one of the few things I think he was really right about. I was like, hey, we got to get out of this running backs in the first round kind of deal. Um, if you took Braylon Allen late second round, I'm not. I'm not even sorry. I'm not. I completely understand. I see him more in the third round. If you can get him in the third, that's probably the best spot. But if you reach for your guy in the late second round, mid to late second round, I'm not gonna hate it. I'll be like, shit, you just want to get your guy. I get it. Like, even though you don't want to usually draft running backs that high, Braylon Allen, I fucking get it. I fucking understand that.
The we'll have the same top 3 running backs, but 2 and 3 are in different order. I would assume we have the same number 1.
Yeah,
The top 3 running backs I have day 2 grades on, and exactly what you said. I wouldn't be shocked if they were like late round 2 picks, early round 3 picks. There is a I would say there's a I don't want to call it significant. There's a pretty noticeable drop off between 3 and 4, I think.
yeah.
Right now, at least. Right now. My number 2 running back in the 2024 NFL draft is Trey Benson out of Florida State. I wrote an article at the beginning of the year. Trey Benson wasn't on a ton of radars as being one of the better running backs. I wrote an article at the beginning of the year where I thought he could very easily finish the year as a top 5 running back. I wouldn't have pegged him to be the second best running back in the class, but he showed it this year. I this may be crazy. This may be crazy. And I'll probably catch some slack for it, I'm sure. The only thing I see when I watch Trey Benson run the football is he reminds me so much of Frank Gore. I get it. And Frank Gore is a high bar, obviously. Frank Gore,
That's
really,
really high
really good
bar.
running back. But I'm just saying, like, their run style, their play style are the same. I'm not saying he could be as good as Frank Gore one day, but when I watch the tape, it feels like I'm watching the type of player Frank Gore was when he was in the NFL. I want to preface that because he's not like dead or anything, but the way I phrased it could make it seem like
he's the way he was.
The way he was a real one. No, he is a unit. 223 pounds. I want to say he's 5'11", 5'11" or 6
think
foot
he's
223.
it's one of those two.
He's built. He's an absolute unit. He moves better than a guy his size and his frame should be. He is another guy I'm gonna be really fascinated to see his 40 time on, because a guy that size should be running like mid 4.5s, and like if I check Twitter, that I'll be watching the combine as much as I can, at least. If I watch it or if I check it on Twitter and I see he ran like 4.48 or 4.49, I wouldn't be totally shocked.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be totally surprised. The only thing I ask of him this offseason, we all listen to music, right? We all listen to music when we're driving, when we're traveling, when we're just hanging around doing whatever, right? The only song I want him to listen to this offseason is Hips Don't Lie by Shakira. He's got to loosen him up a little. He's got to feel it. And there's no better way to get them hips moving than listen to Shakira.
Shakira.
Yeah, exactly. So like
Shakira.
I say that because his hips always feel like they're locked. Yeah. It's always moving everything at once. Everything moves in a straight line perpendicular. This is horizontal, perpendicular. Help me out here. You're a math teacher.
I don't know if you're using the right context.
That's what I'm trying to help. That's what I need help with.
I would just throw the perpendicular away. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. It all moves as one. I'd like to see him that lower base break out a little bit to where he can be a little bit more flexible in his cuts. I also worry a little bit about an injury history with him. He has torn an ACL, MCL, and meniscus while in college. And for a running back, that's not great. He has bounced back from it. I just a running back with a previous major knee surgery scares me a little bit.
A lot of bit.
Alex and I have teased it a little bit. My number 1 running back in the 2024 NFL draft is Bucky Irving out of Oregon.
He's not on my list. I should have played it like he wasn't on my list. Damn it.
Yeah, you should have. Because you would have got me. Or if you would have been like, I forgot about him. I've got this guy number 1. I'd be like, holy shit, who are you talking about?
I got Ollie Gordon number 1.
You're not even in the class. Ollie Gordon too next year. Fuck. Bro, next year, if everyone declares, it's going to be really good. Sorry. No, I've been on the Bucky train since like September.
Yeah,
September,
August
early
even.
October. Like Bucky Irving is he's going to be a dude in the NFL. I
Yep.
love Bucky Irving. He's a home run hitter. He's got
Mm-hmm.
the speed you want. He's going to be a really fascinating 40 time as well because he could get pretty low. He's got the footwork you want. He's got the vision. He's got the patience. Knee bends really good. He's got some wiggle to him, right? He can also receive out of the backfield as well. Bo Nix did a really good job of getting him involved in the passing game this year as well.
Bo Nix, Smoke Mix.
All right. He I don't think he gets enough love for how soft his hands are as well. Like he really lets the ball get into him as well, then really does a good job of turning upfield. Kind of what I said with Braylon Allen, how he needs to get better at it. Bucky Irving does a really good job. As soon as that ball's in the hands, he's gone. Absolutely great. What will probably concern NFL teams is that he's a little bit smaller in stature. He's 5'10, 195. He's got some muscle to him. I'd like to see him put on a little more weight once like post combine, once he gets into a training camp. I want to see
Yeah.
that 40 time as low as he is right now. He's got to get better in pass pro. His change of direction is good. I think it could be refined a little bit. I think there's always room for improvement. There's
It's a little
not a ton of
sharper.
knocks I have on him
I
on
don't
Bucky.
either.
There's not, but like you said, he could be sharper in changing direction. He's got the knee bend for it. He just needs
Yeah.
to be more like I just want to see more out of him.
I I think what really stood out to me um, when watching it is, despite his size, which you mentioned 5'10", 195, not very big guy, will run through the tackles
Mm-hmm.
and not
Yeah,
shying away at all of contact. Like he's gonna go. He's gonna fucking run, and he runs so fucking hard and is very explosive. As soon as the hole opens up, he's going through it, and you don't know if he's gonna run right at you, which he will do. Did not do, or he's gonna try to. He's gonna try, cut off of you. Like you don't know what he's gonna do. Very explosive though, and that stood out on tape. Like I think that's really good in a running back that he's like his side. Like NFL teams are gonna look at his tangibles and be like, "Fuck, he's small though," but like sometimes it's like, well, yeah, he's small, but that guy still fucking runs hard. Which college ball, NFL ball, obviously very different. But the fact that he's still willing to do it, it should be noted. And of course they're gonna get his weight up. I feel like even Tutu Atwell got fucking drafted, so and that guy was what 145 and almost 155. So
and
um,
Tank Dell was really small as well.
yeah, Tank Dell's a fucking guy. I like Tank Dell.
I was wrong on Tank Dell. I'll be honest. I
No,
wasn't super
I
high
said
on
I
him.
liked him. I
That
said
is
I
true.
liked him.
I can
So
confirm that.
um, but no, I Bucky Irving's really fucking good. I think he is going to be. I think he should be the second at least running back for me off the board. Um, but if you're looking for a really big guy, Braylon Allen's your guy, but Bucky Irving ain't. He's no fucking scrub.
He's no slouch.
He's gonna get. I think that's another guy. If you take him beginning of round 3, I'm not hating you for it. I think that's a really good pick. So those guys, both of them should be really good for their own things. Whatever. I'm running out of words to say. So
Bucky Irving is the poster child for it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Going over our list really quick, I'll go through my 10 to 1. I'll let Alex go through his 10 to 1, then we're going to wrap it up out of here. Number 10 is Ray Davis out of Kentucky. Number 9, Dylan Johnson out of Washington. Number 8, Audric Estime from Notre Dame. 7 is Blake Corum from Michigan. 6 is Marshawn Lloyd out of USC. 5 is Will Shipley out of Clemson. 4 is Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. 3 is Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin. 2 is Trey Benson out of Florida State. Number 1 running back in the class, Bucky Irving out of Oregon.
So I have Jalen Wright out of Tennessee. I have Marshawn Lloyd out of USC. I have Ray Davis out of Kentucky. I have Audric Estime from Notre Dame. I have Will Shipley out of Clemson. I have Jonathan Brooks out of Texas. I have Blake Corum out of Michigan. Trey Benson out of Florida State. Braylon Allen out of Wisconsin, who could be my number 1 at the end of the draft process. And Bucky Irving out of Oregon at my number one. And that's all she wrote.
Do you have any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Braylon Allen.
No matter
That's
what.
the guy that I well not well when we say no matter what, that's like picking him in the first round.
Well, for
But
for running backs,
for running backs, I think I'm not saying I convinced myself. I got to see the
it
draft
sounds like you
process.
talked yourself into him a little bit.
It really does. Like this whole video, I've been.
It sounds like you and like earlier today, I was trying to put it together. I was like, who the hell could he have as a surprise as his RB2? And I really thought for a long time it was going to be somebody like I had a weird feeling that you were really high on Blake Corum. I don't know why in this class. I was like, if he puts Blake Corum as his RB2, I'm clowning the shit out of him. I was
You
like,
have no faith in
please
me.
tell me.
No faith. No
I was
faith in me.
really concerned. I love the shout for Braylon Allen as RB2 in the class. I think that's a good shout. All
No,
right.
I think. What was I gonna say? Oh, like he's been rated like lower on people's boards, and I just don't
I
understand it.
I was looking. I think NFL Draft Buzz has him like at 9 or 10. I'm like,
Fucking
that's
a.
disrespectful. That is disrespectful.
Yeah. Take the disrespect. Rise above
That's
it.
that's it
RB
for
one.
episode 3 of Draft Busters, where we go over the running back rankings for the 2024 NFL Draft. Next week's episode, we're gonna be going over the wide receivers. You're not gonna
Great
want to miss
class.
that because it is a loaded class this year, and a little bit of a teaser. I've got some surprises in my top 5 that you're not gonna want to miss. Down there on the bottom is Chickster. For Garrett Burrows up top here. Thanks for watching another episode of Draft Busters. If you have not liked the video already, if you like the content, leave a thumbs up on it. Comment, share it with a friend. It helps the algorithm. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and ring the bell so you don't miss any more
It's like I
uploads.
got a bump in my hair.
We're going to
There
see
you
you
go.
next time.